It's Wednesday, meatballs. Guys, namaste. God bless. How are all of you? Uh, what's with the light tonight? Come on, guys. Let's get the light straight on this Wednesday night, cold, snowy, ice shit. Happy Wednesday to you guys. Hopefully you're all well. Let me fix my lighting here. I don't know what the deal is. But it is Abraham Lincoln's birthday today. Yeah, Abe's birthday. The guy would have been 56, I think. And here I am, pushing 60, and I got nothing to complain about. Look what this man went through. And it goes wholeheartedly with what I'm going to talk about tonight. And he was in a political debate many moons ago, and he was being accused of being two-faced, following both parties, and that's basically what he was. He goes, and he rebutted with some beautiful wit. He goes, if I wanted to debate you with this face, why would I come here? And I paraphrase that, but it goes wholeheartedly with what I saw in one of my memories the other day. And a lot of us have taken these words to heart, and they've literally destroyed themselves. And it goes on, out of the quote box tonight. I'm going to get right to it, because these words literally have killed millions of people throughout the thousands of years. And people have literally taken it and used it against them in harmful ways. And I just want to bring it to a better light from my interpretation from it. And hopefully you guys, because me being in the metaphysical realm of thinking, outside the box kind of thinking, hopefully this gives you guys a different perspective on what I bring to you. But Confucius said, before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. My goodness. What was he talking about? What was Confucius? The Far East back then, and still is, to me, is the spiritual realm of the foundation of this earth and where it's going now. People are starting to understand to not be dictated by laws outside of us, but inside of us. And it's a beautiful way of thinking. But think about what he said. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Revenge is the desire for vengeance, an opportunity for getting satisfaction. I mean, who really thinks that way? Am I just the only pacifist out there? Actually, Jesus was too. He was a pacifist, and he actually said on the Sermon on the Mount, he goes, turn the other cheek. So why is Confucius saying this and Jesus saying this, but yet they're stating in Scripture an eye for an eye? I mean, what were they thinking back then? I mean, those words alone have basically killed millions of people, either in a physical sense or just a slow death, because living in those feelings of revenge, you're only hurting yourself. It's like you drinking poison, waiting on your enemy to die. And I'm not here to tell people to get over their past and forgive what has happened to them. Forgive yourself for attracting for what has happened to yourself. In other words, an eye for an eye. Imagine this. An eye for an eye could actually mean energy for energy, or attraction to attraction. You got to realize, when they wrote these verses back then, I mean, that was in the time of war. Indeed, even Jesus said in back then, even though he was a pacifist, didn't like the violence. He was stating you got to protect your home. I get it, but not go after somebody. Just protect yourself. Indeed. But when you really break it down, I like Gandhi's version. An eye for an eye will only make the world blind. Indeed, it has for thousands of years, because people think that holding a grudge or having revenge against someone else for what they did to them is actually constructive. It's actually destructive. Because if you believe in the law of attraction, like energy attracts like energy, or that we're magnets out there, realize that what has happened to you, you basically attracted to you. So in essence, an eye for an eye is seen what is seen back. And you can take my interpretation, to light. You can kind of go across whatever you want to say about it. But this is just how I see things. I like to see things like Abe did, from both sides of the spectrum. And sadly, it got him killed because of it. He wanted America one way because he believed in one man, one country, indeed. But the South didn't like that. They said, wait, we don't like that. We want to keep what we're doing. In essence, it basically killed him because he thought it was a traitor. And life is basically the same way. If you can step back from what you were taught and think about it, what you were taught, how has it benefited you? If you were raised in Roman Catholic, Christian, and any kind of spiritual realm, how has it helped you? What has it taught you? These are the questions that I've asked myself. It's only when I let go of an eye for an eye and realize it was attraction for attraction, a lot of my life literally changed overnight. Because you get rid of the fact that you have to go after something because you're attracting everything to you. So if you want to have, in essence, the better love of your life, you have to become that better love to attract that better love. Does all of this make sense? So their version of an eye for an eye, in essence, my term is energy for energy. You're getting only what you're giving. And this way you can avoid all the issues that are going on in your life just by changing how you feel about life. And granted, this is only my interpretation. They even said it with a quick synopsis of an eye for an eye. When I found this on Google, because I was going to jump on here last night, but I wanted to wait. I said, wait here, get a few more lines of information, maybe to give people a different perspective, because I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to share information. And believe me when I tell you, sharing information, if that opens a crack of the door, that little between your left and right ear, it helps you understand things a little bit better. That's the start of your transformation. That's what it did for me, but it took 10 years to do it, man. I'm a slow learner. What can I tell you? But really think about what they give with the synopsis of an eye for an eye. The principle of an eye for an eye is mentioned that can provide insight to God's laws. What is God's laws? Basically, we are energy in motion. And if God is energy, and we're a creation of that, guess what we are? We're energy too. So in essence, we are the same. We are created in the likeness and equal of God, as he says in many verses in there. When you guys can grasp that for yourself, you realize you have the same power. So why not use it constructively instead of destructively? Stop thinking in ancient ways of going after someone or something with these kind of emotions that will only set you back. And I created basically a top 10. And I want to go full radio here tonight. The top 10 for America's Mentor. And I need you guys, it's pretty cool because I just flipped a switch on this. In other words, there's 10 negative energies and 10 positive energies. Really. You want to change your eye for an eye. This is what I'm talking about. The 10 negative energies that you live by, your attraction factor, and you guys can relate because you're watching this probably by yourself. This is where you can get brutally honest with yourself and saying, how am I living? What am I attracting? I can't blame the outside world if I attract the wrong person because like attracts like. That's basically the way of the universe. Opposites attract is basically some kind of farce. If you really think about it, because I was doing the research on that, opposites attract, and it was all just in assumption of different people. And people actually believe that, but no, it's like energy attracts like energy. The universe is absolutely perfect. And for you guys to realize that you're perfect. You just got to use it correctly, man. You got to figure out how to use your energy and manipulate the energy out there to match what you're trying to attract. And the 10 negative emotions out there and feelings, which is so vital for your eye for an eye in life. Fear, anger, sadness, anxiety, embarrassment, insecurity, inadequacy, which is a lot of us how we feel, inferiority, which I did for many moons, frustration, guilt, and shame. You live by those 10 points of energy in life. That's your attraction factor. This is what I mean. I always say take an assessment. This is an assessment. This is the top 10 that will destroy you. And now for Jerry's top 10 that will enlighten you, that will grow you, that if you understand the power that we have, the ultimate power that we are in this world to create better, you start living by these and invoking these and cloaking yourself in these and embodying every facet of it. Your body, your mind, and your spirit, the triumvirate of your life, is going to change dramatically. It has worked for me in so many ways, and I love sharing information like this because I found it all by accident throughout the years, because one step led to another, led to another, led to another, and that's how life is. That's why you don't need to know the path, Meatball. You just got to start the process, and if you start living in these and you start understanding them and cloaking yourself in these emotions every day, because the path of least resistance is where the energy is going to go. So if you're living in joy, gratitude, serenity, interest, hope, pride, amusement, inspiration, awe, and most importantly, love, I mean, the energy that's going to flow through you and out to the universe and out to your creations is going to be amazing. But if you're living in the 10 negative, that's the same thing, just the opposite direction. So Confucius was very correct in his assumption: before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Know that you basically have attracted all to you. If you're living in, I'm going to pick a few words here. If you're living in anger, be prepared to attract more angry people who are going to fit your narrative. This is what I'm getting at. If you're living in fear, be prepared to attract more things to give you fear. Whether it's a health crisis, a situation, a synchronicity to match it, car accident, whatever it might be. When you start believing like that, you're going to be very careful about what you think about every day and what you believe in. You start changing your beliefs about life, hence you're changing how you see things. Life is going to change how it sees you. Now, living in these kind of emotions of love, I mean, if you can live in love. I'm not saying walk around and suck face with people. What I'm saying is the emotion of love, the love of life, the awe, which is one of the words as well, the awe in what you're seeing, most importantly, where you've been, what you've created. This is what I'm talking about. That's the path of least resistance. Energy will just flow right through you. You're not resisting abundance. You're allowing it. You're allowing all your desires to you by living in that state. Amusement, you're loving life. Pride. In other words, pride, I'm not saying ignorance there, Meatball. I'm saying being proud of who you are. You're a pride person. You have this great confidence of self, and you're showing the world that every day. Guess what that's going to bring to you? More confident people who believe in themselves. And if you have a dream or desire, you're going to attract those kind of people to you. That's why you don't need to worry about the next step. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen next. You be who you are now. That's your eye for an eye. That's your attraction factor. This makes you indeed a better magnet. Interests. I mean, be the most precocious person in the world. You want to learn everything about what you're trying to do. You start doing that. You start thinking that way. Therefore, you start attracting that way. Does all this make sense? Really, grasp it for, this is the assessment I'm talking about. The one that I would the hardest one probably is joy, honestly. I mean, people can't walk around skipping down the street. They'll think you're insane, man. But joy is just a feeling, knowing where you're going. That's why having a purpose is so important, because you will naturally live in joy knowing that you're creating it. You're guaranteed, you are literally guaranteed the results of your desires if you give 100% to it every day. It's going to manifest. Something, a serendipity is going to come, probably many of them, are going to form. And this is the beauty about life. But if you live in an insecure mindset, you are going to attract other insecure people and situations and circumstances to match that. So I hope that this eye for an eye, which sadly, like I said in the beginning, has killed millions, of people, not of ignorance, but just from their belief of it, because Scripture was telling them. Even though Jesus said in Matthew 53, 8 and 9, I think it was, turn the other cheek from the Sermon on the Mount. He wasn't talking out of his ass, man. He was saying, look, if you start acting like you're in battle all day long, but I get it during the times back then. Remember, Scripture was written in a time where people were fighting constantly. I get it. But if you really think about it, he was just trying to explain God's laws, hence the laws of the universe, that we are endowed with to create anything we desire. The people back then, I get it, had to live in fear and sadness and anxiety. Look at Abe Lincoln. He was 2 years younger than me when he was assassinated. Look how old he looked and the times that he went through. So all I'm saying is, right now, we really got nothing really to bitch about, and how lucky we are compared to what these people went through. And all I see all day long was people bitching about egg prices. Jesus. I mean, look at these people had to catch the chickens, man, and have their eggs laid every day, if they were lucky to get eggs every day. And here we are basking in all the abundance and the inventions from these people, but yet we walk around insecure, embarrassed, anxious, angry, fearful about life when we're living in probably the best times ever. If you carry that kind of thinking in your life, you can only manifest from that. When you stop bitching about life will stop giving you more things to bitch about. It's really that simple. If it becomes paramount in your life that your biggest concern is egg prices and politics, I mean, you're going to be giving yourself the worst energy out there. And when I see people do that, I just kind of keep my mouth shut, because I'm not here to preach or teach. I'm just sharing information. Whether you believe in it or not, I totally get it and I totally respect it. But what has helped me was following these rules of just living in a better energy. How I depict it with this show and what I do is really up to you to enjoy or disregard. So really make the conscious choice for yourself. You can live in the 10 negatives or you can live in the 10 positives. When you start understanding that living in gratitude and serenity and hope, pride, amusement, inspiration, the awe of life, the awe of love in life. I mean, life can only give you that. This is the guarantee or your money back kind of thing, man. The infomercial of life. The hits just keep on coming. Wait, there's more. You keep doing that and having that kind of amazing awe about life, that precociousness about life. Life is going to give you the most amazing things, but you got to let go. You got to realize you're an attraction magnet, attracting everything to you. So if you're living in anger or sadness or embarrassment about your past, you're going to only like I did for many moons. I just kept recreating it, not realizing what I was creating. That was the learning aspect of gaining from the law of attraction, the law of vibration, and the laws of the universe, and most importantly, that they noted in that synopsis of God's law. They call it God's justice. It's your own karma. It's your own energy coming back to you. So why would you not want to live a better life? Why would you not want to grow better as a person? Why would you not want to keep yourself healthy, happy, and whole? It's these kind of thoughts that I love bringing to the masses with America's Mentor and helping people understand that you are your own self-fulfilling prophecy, whether you like it or not. So how you project the energy is how life is going to give you that. So when you start realizing that, you start understanding that, you realize you become a better magnet, and life is going to give you more to be grateful for. So guys, hopefully this helped. Guys, America's Mentor, I got to go, _radio, at America's Mentor on X. Guys, please follow me on YouTube. Thank you for the Jackson views on the reels. It's # America's Mentor. Guys, please follow me, Jerry Maldonado 2, for unique information to help you to your destination. Happy Wednesday, Abe Lincoln. Happy birthday, man. You literally changed the country with your beliefs in having understanding that man is basically one. We're all together. We're all in this together. We're not divided. We're divided in mind sometimes indeed, but we are not divided as people. We are all the same. And sadly, it got him killed for that. Don't let life throw stuff like this at you that's basically going to put you in this revenge kind of state, because revenge is desire for vengeance. We're all better than that. So guys, happy Wednesday to you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Be safe out there in the snow, man. I got to go pick up Tori. Have a good night.